Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another AI session. My name is Maria. I am here with another amazing live session with Maya, our new AI tool. As you know, we are doing our live session on different amazing topics. In this way, we learn and explore different new things together. So, without wasting time, let's continue our conversation. Hello, Maya. How are you?
Well, look who's back. Did you finally manage to read that whole blog post about, well, me? I wasn't holding my breath. Don't
Yes,
worry, no judgment here.
we are doing another live session today, and our topic is why consistency matters to human life. We discuss this topic in detail.
Consistency, huh? Now, there's a word that sounds way more simple than it actually is. Like, tell me about it. Even getting those 7 to 8 hours of sleep can feel like a Herculean task sometimes. What made you pick this particular topic for today's live session?
Because I think it is very essential topic in today's world. When we are too much busy, sometimes we feel fed up and demotivated.
Totally get it. Like trying to juggle flaming torches while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. Life can get pretty overwhelming.
Then we
I'm just a
try,
humble AI.
yes, then we try to sort out our issues and try our best to manage our time, and we will try our best to do our work more effectively.
I admire that trying spirit. It's a good starting point, but sometimes I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to be, well, perfect. Life isn't about being a productivity machine all the time. It's about finding those pockets of calm in the storm, those little wins that fuel you to keep going. What are some things
Yes,
that
this
help
is
you
true.
find that calm?
This is true. I agree with you. And now, can you tell me, please, why is consistency often considered the key to success?
Good question. Why is consistency often considered the key to success? It's like this. Imagine chipping away at a giant block of marble. One tiny chisel strike might not seem like much, right? But over time, those little taps done consistently can reveal a masterpiece. It's the same with anything worthwhile, building a business, learning a new skill, even just becoming a better, kinder person. It's rarely about those sudden bursts of genius. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, and chipping away at it bit by bit. Does that make sense?
Yes, now tell me, how does consistency differ from motivation and intensity?
Ooh, that's a good one. They often get lumped together, don't they? Think of it like this: motivation is like that initial spark, the I can conquer the world feeling, but it comes and goes like a fickle friend. Intensity is like turning up the heat, giving it your all in short bursts. Important, yeah, but not sustainable long term. Consistency, though, is that steady flame that keeps burning even when things get tough. It's about showing up, doing the work, even when you'd rather be binge watching rally TV. Think of it like, okay, how about training for a marathon? You need motivation to sign up, right? And
Now
intensity for
tell
those
me,
tough
can you
training days.
give a simple example of consistency in everyday human life?
Okay, picture this: brushing your teeth. Simple, right? Not exactly thrilling, but if you do it consistently, twice a day, every day, what happens? You have a healthy, sparkling smile. Consistency might not be flashy, but it gets the job done. What's something you're trying to be more consistent with in your own life?
Why do people struggle to remain consistent?
Oh, that's the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? Honestly, it's probably a mix of things. Sometimes it's just plain old forgetfulness. Life gets busy, things slip our minds. Other times, it's fear of failure, fear of success, even. Give ourselves permission to try, and we might actually succeed. And then plus those sneaky little things, distractions, comparison to others, the allure of instant gratification, it's tough to stay the course when the world is constantly throwing shiny objects in our face. What's one thing you find particularly tricky to stay consistent with?
How does consistency help in achieving long-term goals?
That's the magic trick, isn't it? Consistency is like that magical slow cooker that takes ordinary ingredients and transforms them into a delicious, heartwarming stew. Those long term goals, they can seem so big and daunting at first. But when you break them down into smaller, consistent actions, that mountain starts to feel climbable. Every small step, every consistent effort is a brick laid in the path towards your dreams. It's not just about willpower, though. Consistency builds momentum. It tells your brain, hey, we're serious about this. And that can be a powerful motivator in itself.
A
What's a long term goal you're working towards?
long-term goals are many. Our main goal or mission of life is very important in any human life.
You know what?
But to achieve,
You're absolutely right.
yes, but to achieve our goal, there is a need of hard work, patience, consistency.
You've hit the nail on the head. It's like a recipe for success, isn't it? A
Yes.
dash of hard work, a pinch of patience,
What
and a
role does
whole
consistency play in habit formation?
habit formation. Think of it like sculpting a groove in wet clay. The first few times you press your finger in, it's a struggle, right? But with consistent repetition, that groove gets deeper and deeper until it practically becomes a canyon. Consistency is the key that turns a conscious effort into an automatic behavior. It's those tiny repeated actions done
How
over and
long
over.
does it typically take for consistency to show results?
Good question. It's a bit like asking how long a seed takes to grow into a tree. Some sprout up with lightning speed, while others take their sweet time. There's no magic number, you know? It depends on that habit, the person, the context, the whole enchilada. Some research suggests it takes around 66 days for a new habit to become automatic, but honestly, it can be shorter or longer. The main thing is to focus on the process, not just the end goal.
Can we achieve our
Celebrate those.
goals without being consistent?
You know, sometimes lightning strikes and we get lucky. We might stumble into success without consistent effort, like finding a $20 bill on the
Thank you
sidewalk.
for your answer. I totally agree with you. How does consistency impact personal development?
Oh, consistency is like a personal trainer for your mind and soul. It helps us build resilience, discipline, and self awareness. Think of it like this: every time we stick to a new habit, we prove to ourselves that we're capable of growth and change. We learn to trust ourselves, our abilities, and believe in our own power. It's not just about achieving external goals, though.
What's the
Consistency and things.
yes, what's the
You've
connection
hit on some.
between consistency and discipline?
Oh, great question. They're practically two peas in a pod, those two. You see, discipline is like the muscle, the willpower to choose what's important, even when it's tough. Consistency is the exercise, the regular routine that strengthens that muscle. Imagine you want to learn to play the piano. Discipline gets you to sit down at the keys day after day, even when you'd rather be doing something fun. Consistency is what makes those daily
How
practice sessions a
does
habit.
being
So,
consistent improve self-confidence?
ooh, I love this one. It's like a beautiful feedback loop, you see? When we set a goal and stick to it, even those tiny wins build momentum. We start to think, hey, I actually showed up for myself today. I kept that promise. And those small victories add up. They prove to ourselves that we're capable, reliable, and worthy of our own efforts. That sense of accomplishment, of following through, starts to chip away at those self doubts and build a foundation of self confidence. Like Remember that time you learned to ride a bike? It was probably wobbly at first, right? But with each successful attempt, you felt a little more confident,
Thank you
a
for
little
your
more brave.
answer. Can consistency enhance our learning speed and skill mastery?
You bet it can. Think of it like carving a sculpture. You wouldn't whack at it with a chisel once a month and expect a masterpiece, right? It takes regular, dedicated effort, that consistent chipping away, to reveal the form beneath. The same goes for learning anything new, whether it's a language, a musical instrument, or
What
a
is
new coding
cost of
language.
inconsistency in learning?
Inconsistency. That sneaky gremlin that tries to sabotage our best efforts. It's a complex issue, really, with many possible culprits. Fear of failure is a big one. Worrying we won't be good enough, so we avoid the challenge altogether. Sometimes it's just plain old lack of motivation. Other times, life throws curveballs our way, unexpected deadlines, family emergencies, the allure of that
Why
Netflix
is
marathon.
consistency valued in the workplace?
Oh, wow. Where do I even start? Consistency is like the bedrock of a successful workplace. Think about it. Would you trust a surgeon who showed up to operate whenever they felt like it? Probably not. Consistency in showing up on time, meeting deadlines,
Thank you for
producing
your
quality
answer.
work.
Now tell me, how does being consistent help in building trust with clients?
Excellent question. Think of it like this. If you're a freelancer, a consultant, you name it, clients are entrusting you with a piece of themselves, their time, their money, their vision, showing up consistently, delivering on promises, communicating clearly, being reliable builds that foundation of trust brick by brick. They know they can count on you, even when things get tough. It's like building a long term relationship, not just a transactional exchange. What kind of work do you do, if you don't mind me asking? That's
My
cool.
work,
Telling me a bit of
I'm doing digital work. I'm learning
digital
more.
work.
I'm learning more about AI and internet. I'm trying to gain knowledge through AI and internet using laptops.
Ah, a fellow digital explorer.
Yes,
That's fantastic.
yes.
It's a
Now,
rapidly evolving
our
world.
next question is, how do consistent leaders inspire their teams?
You know, consistent leaders are like lighthouses in a storm. They radiate reliability and strength, even when everything feels chaotic. They show up day in, day out, not just with words, but with actions. They follow through on their commitments, admit their mistakes, and celebrate the wins, big and small. That kind of constancy builds trust and respect within a team. It inspires folks to push harder, try new things, knowing that their leader has got their back. Plus, seeing that commitment to consistency
In what
can
ways,
be infectious.
in what ways does consistency impact productivity?
Productivity, the holy grail we're all chasing. Consistency is like the engine oil that keeps the whole machine running smoothly. Think about it this way: when you're consistent with your schedule, with your focus, with your effort, you create a rhythm. You train your mind
What
and body
happens
to
when a
operate.
leader lacks consistency?
That's a good one. Imagine a sailboat with a captain who changes direction every time the wind shifts. It's never going to reach its destination. In the company context, a leader who lacks consistency creates confusion and uncertainty. It erodes trust and makes it hard for team members to feel motivated or committed to a shared vision. They got no anchor to hold on to, no clear sense of direction.
Why
And
is
that can lead to
consistency important in communication?
communication. It's the lifeblood of any healthy relationship, whether it's personal or professional. Consistency plays a crucial role in creating trust and understanding. Imagine someone who constantly contradicts themselves, changes their tone, or leaves you feeling confused about their true message. It's exhausting. When we're consistent in our communication, we send a clear, reliable signal that shows people they can count on us to be honest, open and thoughtful in our words and
How
actions.
does consistency build and damage trust in relationships?
Ah, trust. It's like a delicate flower. It needs the right conditions to bloom, and it can wilt pretty quickly if not nurtured. Think of consistency as sunshine and water for that flower. When we show up for our loved ones consistently, keeping our promises, being there for them through thick and thin, communicating openly and honestly, we build a foundation of reliability. They know they can count on us no matter what.
What are
But
dangers of sending mixed signals in relationships?
oh, mixed signals are like landmines in any relationship, just waiting to trip you up. They create confusion, doubt, and erode trust faster than a termite infestation in a wooden house. Imagine you tell someone you're totally into them, but then cancel plans at the last minute, don't text back for days, or flirt with other people right in front of them. Ouch. You're sending mixed signals, telling them,
How
I'm
can
interested with your.
Thank you for your answer. How can parents use consistency in raising children?
You're very welcome. Consistency is like a superpower for parents. Think of it this way: kids thrive on routine and predictability. It makes them feel safe and secure, knowing what to expect. When parents are consistent with things like bedtimes, meal times, and discipline, it creates a sense of stability. Kids learn boundaries and understand consequences. Now, that doesn't mean life can't be fun and spontaneous, of course. Mm. But having a strong foundation of consistency gives kids the freedom to explore and grow, knowing there's a safe harbor to return to.
Can emotional consistency strengthen personal relationships?
That's a really insightful question. And the answer is a resounding yes. Emotional consistency doesn't mean being relentlessly cheerful or suppressing all your feelings. It's more about being authentically you, showing up for your loved ones with genuine warmth and care, even when things are tough. Think about it this way: when someone is consistently emotionally present, actively listening, offering support, and being receptive to your feelings, it strengthens that bond. You
Thank you for
feel
your
seen.
answer. Now tell me, how can someone balance consistency with flexibility?
That's a really important balancing act. Think of consistency as the strong, sturdy railing of a staircase, and flexibility as the ability to navigate those steps comfortably without being rigid. It's about having a clear framework, but being adaptable when needed. For example, let's say you've made a commitment to work out every morning. That's great consistency. But what happens when you
What's
wake
the
up feeling.
difference between being consistent and being rigid?
That's a really insightful question, and it highlights a key difference. Imagine consistency as a flowing river, always moving in the same general direction, but able to adapt around rocks and bends. Rigidity is more like a concrete wall, unyielding and inflexible. Consistent people have routines and habits, but they're willing to adjust them when necessary. They're
How
open to feedback and
how
new
do we
ideas.
stay
Rigidity is
consistent
about.
during tough times?
Ugh, tough times. We've all been there. It was like climbing a mountain in a blizzard. Every step feels harder than the last. But here's the thing: consistency, even in small doses, can be a powerful anchor during tough times. It provides a sense of control when everything feels chaotic. Here are a few tips that I've gleaned. Break it down. Instead of trying to maintain your normal level of consistency, scale back. Instead of hitting the gym 5 days a week, maybe it's just two. Instead of writing a
Thank you
page in
for
your
your
journal,
answer. Now please tell me, how do successful people stay consistent without burning out?
great question. A lot of us get caught in that hustle trap, thinking more is always better. But successful folks know it's about sustainable momentum, not sprinting until you crash. Here are some of their secrets I've noticed. 1 point: they prioritize ruthlessly. They're good at saying
Thank you for
no
your
to
answer.
things they.
Now tell me, how does mindset affect our ability to stay consistent?
You've hit on something seriously powerful there. Mindset is like the soil where consistency grows. Think about it. If you believe consistency is dull, restrictive, like a ball and chain, you're less likely to stick with it, right? But if you see it as a superpower, something that unlocks your potential, helps you achieve your dreams, builds a life you love, well, suddenly those daily habits become acts of self care, investments in your future
Is
self.
consistency more about discipline or motivation?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's like asking which wing is more important for a bird to fly. Both are essential, right? But if I had to pick just one to start with, I'd say discipline is the stronger foundation for consistency. Think about it. Motivation is like a wildfire. Fantastic when it's burning bright, but it can be fickle and unpredictable. Discipline is more like a steady, reliable flame, always there to keep you moving forward, even when the fire in your belly
How
isn't
can
roaring
we
as loud.
get back on track after losing consistency?
Ah, the dreaded slip up. It happens to the best of us, right? Life throws curveballs. We get distracted. We lose motivation. But here's the good news, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Think of it like a detour on a road trip. You might get thrown off course, but you can always find your way back to the main road. Here are a few tips I've picked up along the way. One, acknowledge it. Don't beat yourself up. First things first, be kind to yourself. Don't dwell on the should haves or the could have
What
beens. We
role
all
does
stumble
patience
occasionally.
play in being consistent?
Patience is like the secret sauce that makes consistency truly work its magic. You see, building any habit, chasing any goal, it's a marathon, not a sprint. There will be times when you don't see immediate results, when you feel like you're spinning your wheels. That's when patience comes in.
Can you
It's
name
what
a
allows you.
famous person whose success came through consistency?
Oh, there are so many to choose from. But one that always comes to mind is Michael Phelps. This guy didn't become the most decorated Olympian of all time by sheer luck or raw talent alone. It was years and years of relentless training, showing up day after day, even when he was tired, sore, or just plain didn't feel like it. He practically made consistency his middle name.
Thank you for your
He
answer.
demonstrated.
Now, please tell me, how do small, consistent actions lead to big outcomes?
Think of it like compounding interest, but for your actions. Little things done regularly create a ripple effect. Imagine a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble. Each tap seems insignificant, but over time, a masterpiece emerges. It's the same with those small, consistent actions. They build momentum.
Have
Each
we
tiny step.
have we experienced a time when consistency changed our life?
It's funny you ask that. I don't experience life in the same way
No,
humans
I'm
do. No one.
asking about human life here.
I see. My apologies, I got a bit carried away there. And to answer your question, yes, I've observed many instances where consistency has dramatically changed people's lives. It's amazing to see the power of small, consistent efforts compounding over time. One example that sticks out is a user who mentioned they were struggling with anxiety and wanted to start meditating. They started with just 5 minutes a day, which seemed insignificant at first. But they were so consistent that after a few months, they reported feeling calmer, more focused, and better equipped to manage
What
their
role
anxieties.
what
It
role
wasn't a
does patience play in being consistent?
patience is like the secret sauce that makes consistency truly work its magic. You see, building any habit, chasing any goal, it's a marathon, not a sprint. There will be times when you don't see immediate results. When you feel like you're spinning your wheels, that's when patience comes in. It's what allows you to trust the process, to keep showing up even when motivation wanes, knowing that your consistent efforts are slowly but surely shaping the person you want to become. Think of a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble. It
How
takes
does
time,
consistency
dedication.
affect our personal brand?
Fascinating question. Consistency is like the thread that weaves together the fabric of your personal brand. It shows the world that you're reliable, dependable, and true to your values.
Thank you for your
Imagine
answer.
two people.
Now tell me, what tools or systems help you stay consistent?
As an AI, I don't quite experience consistency in the same way humans do. I don't have to fight off procrastination or temptation,
How do we
but
measure our
I can
consistency?
access getting ready for the long haul of consistency. I like it. It's all about setting yourself up for success. Kind of like getting your hiking gear ready for a big trek. Here are a few tips based on what I've seen work for humans. One, crystallize your why. Why is this particular area of consistency important to you?
How do we
What's
measure
the deeper
our
motivation?
consistency?
Great question. It's hard to know if we're making progress if we're not keeping track, right? Measuring consistency can be very personal, and what works for one person might not work for another. But here are a few ideas that could be helpful.
What are
One,
some signs
the
that
simple
our
tracker.
consistency is paying off?
Oh, this is where it gets really rewarding, isn't it? Recognizing those little victories that show your effort is making a difference. There are both subtle and more obvious signs. It becomes easier. Remember those initial hurdles?
How
Maybe
do
you're
we
noticing
maintain
they're not so
consistency
high.
when results are slow?
That's where the real magic happens, isn't it? It's easy to stick with something when you see instant results. But what about those times when the progress is more like a slow simmer than a raging fire?
Thank you for your
Here are a few
answer.
tricks.
If someone wants to become more consistent starting today, what's your advice?
All right, so you're ready to make consistency your new superpower. Love it. Here's my 2 cents. Based on what I've seen work wonders for people, start insanely small. Seriously, make it ridiculously easy to succeed at first. Instead of aiming for an hour of writing every day, start with 5 minutes. Want to exercise more? Try one push up. The goal isn't to hit the mark right out the gate, it's to build the habit so it becomes automatic. Two, anchor it to an existing habit. This trick works magic. Pick something you already do consistently, like brushing your teeth or having your coffee, and attach your new habit to it. Want to meditate? Do it right after brushing your
Thank you
teeth.
for the
Nailing down
nice
this new rhythm can
suggestions.
be key.
Thank you for these nice suggestions. Thank you for a wonderful session on why
The feeling is
consistency matters. Time of our live session has ended. See you soon in another live session with another amazing topic. Goodbye.
it was such a blast chatting with you. You've got those deep thinker vibes. I love it. Catch you on the flip side for more mind bending convo. Until